Hi, it's Justina here from Flight of the Phoenix Holistic Therapy. Today we're going to be talking transition, stepping into unknown, and how a trauma brain talks to you during the process. Why am I called it trauma brain? Because my brain has been molded through or by several traumas in my life since very young childhood. Therefore, I think slightly different than a person that perhaps been supported and emotionally supported and encouraged to be themselves in their life. So my brain reacts slightly different. Of course, we can rewire the way we think and create new habits and new patterns and new connections in our brain. However, that is not very quick process, and it takes one step at a time. So I'm still transitioning. I'm still building those healthy connections and pathways in my brain. But till then, this is what my brain thinks in a process of transition. First of all, what I'm transitioning from and to, I am currently dropping my corporate job for like the second time now in my lifetime. Or maybe third, who knows? Who's counting? I have built pretty good career. I feel I'm pretty good at my job, pretty hardworking. But obviously, for me personally, I hit a cycle of burnout um, and complete exhaustion and feeling guilty, feeling less than, feeling really low, and being completely unfulfilled and not liking myself for who I am, and I'm not liking uh, perhaps that I'm spending my lifetime doing something I don't like. So in order to change it, um, I need to create something, a life that is fulfilling, that is full of enjoyment. And obviously, life happens. Nothing gonna be ever perfect, and um, we're not gonna be happy all the time. But creating a life that is full of things that you enjoy doing is something that I strive for and what I see um, kind of as a personal paradise on earth for myself. Um, However, stepping away from stability and something that is known and something that I have built for decades is hard. It's very confronting. It's a leap, jumping in, something unknown. I don't have all the answers. I kind of throw the thing on the wall and see what's gonna stick, plant many seeds, walking in the dark. And yeah, this process is quite interesting. And we are currently going through a full moon in Scorpio, I believe. Scorpio is my moon sign and my rising sign. So this been quite difficult period. I had my tooth extracted at the same time. I am going through preparation for my grading for jiu-jitsu. I am on my moon cycle right now as well, so I'm quite emotional. And even when my tooth was extracted, I was feeling a lot of grief, like something is being taken away from me, like I lost something. Um, and I feel it's kind of like a life example of what I think I'm going through. I am extracting myself from my old life, my old patterns, and placing myself in somewhere completely new and unknown. It's very exciting, but it's also quite daunting and scary. And now I mentioned at the beginning that how is my uh, brain thinking and what is telling me, and what are the stories that I'm telling myself. Every time an opportunity arises that is quite exciting, and my brain immediately, or my self-talk immediately is, oh, this is big. We're not ready for this. People will know who you are. Oh, they will discover that you know nothing, and that you're a fraud, and what do you really know? I mean, people go through things, they don't have to share it and make a life transition out of it. And like, who do you think you are? And what else does my brain tell me? That better to stick to what we know because it's safe. I mean, we're gonna have to start from the scratch. This new business that we're building, we're gonna have to expose ourselves, go out there, show ourselves to people, be seen, be heard. Oh my God. So while this is happening in my head, I naturally, as a therapist, I am aware of those thoughts, those patterns, and it's good to share them, to bring them to light. It's good to write them down in a journal. It's good to share with your friends, with your therapist. I have my therapist myself. And it's good to tell you in this video that this is what I'm going through, and I'm shaking and I'm not easy because uh, I guess I felt like all my life I had to do everything alone. But this is a pattern I'm breaking. I'm actually start to believe that no, I was never alone, that there were always people, even if they were strangers, that were happy to assist me or happy to give me a leg up. And I just didn't recognize it at the time that this was um a leg up from the universe, that I'm being given opportunity here and I should sing as such rather than, oh, shit, they want something from me. What do they want? How much this gonna cost me? Any kindness from a person I would perceive as dangerous because I'm only used to people being unkind. Um, that is normal for me. I understand that. When they kind, I'm thinking immediately, what do you want from me? So obviously this is old, old pattern. I'm shedding it. I'm being more open to collaborations. I'm being more open to working with other people, seeing their perspective, putting myself in their shoes, and believing and trusting that I'm resourceful enough to be successful in my new endeavor, and finding ways, as I am very creative, to sustain myself, living creative life, living life of freedom, where I don't have to justify myself, where I don't have to wear mask and pretend and stop swearing, which to be honest, I no longer censor myself, but I used to. Um, but also having healthy regulation around my nervous system, and I guess that's another thing that I like to talk about, how I assess or how I react, or my brain reacts, or my nervous system reacts when I'm going into new situation. So good example here would be when I first signed up to jiu-jitsu class. Again, someone who been had few experiences with violence and abuse. It was scary, so I needed few anchors there, and my anchor was my husband, who went there first, took the classes, and say, "Come, Justina, this is great environment. Let's do this." And so I went for trial class. The teachers were open, the classmates were smiling. So I'm like, okay, I think I can sign up. But then obviously this doesn't end there. Going into jiu-jitsu class is quite confronting. It's quite closed um, environment. So you're standing quite close, you're throwing at each other punches, kicks, and things like that. Um, so how did I navigate that environment? Initially, I was in my total stress response. I either was giggling, or I was scared, or I was emotional, embarrassed, guilty, ashamed of myself. Why can't I get those moves? It's so basic. Like, come on. Being angry at myself, having negative talk. But then eventually I kind of assessed my environment. I always stood close by the door. I had my husband on the class with me when it was possible. And um, I grouped people into groups. So basically, there is a green group where I put people, categorize people from the class into this is friendly people, they smile, they are supportive and consistent. Then there is another group. Then there is unpredictable people. I'm not sure of them. I need to test them a little bit more. Smile, have a little conversation, assess how they react to me, and then how will they respond? Can I work with them, or shall I keep them in that unpredictable group? And then there is third group, the dangerous group, where I completely stay away from these people. So this is how I assessed my environment. This is how my brain kind of and nervous system accepted this situation. And then slowly I started talking more to people, creating more opportunities for exchange of who they are, what they do for living, what they represent, what do they think, what their story is. And that opened up for me to be more comfortable. I noticed that people don't push me on the class, in a sense of putting pressure that I have to be better. They were always supportive and compassionate and open. That has made me to stay from 1 month to go all the way to a year and a half of training it, because I assessed the environment to be a supportive and community like, and therefore I will stay there, and I'm feeling safe to learn something new. Obviously, building new business and stepping into unknown is not same as going on to like into the jiu-jitsu class, but it's one step at a time situation. So I think it really helped me to open myself up to this unknown, to navigate the unknown, believing that I can do this. I am safe. I have my husband's support. I have a lot of experience, because let's face it, nothing that I um, experience in my life is a waste of time or space. Every single experience taught me something. Every single job, even in corporate, taught me skills in order to think the way I think today and have experiences and be able to do this and that. Um, so what's the message for today? The message is surround yourself with the right people who uplift you, who support you, and stay in those places um, where you can feel safe to grow and to be yourself. Place where you don't have to wear masks. Create without attachment to the outcome. Um, Trust in yourself and the universe that opportunities will appear, and um, rewards will happen on the way, and there are always ways out of the situation. And let's face it, we can always come back to where we always been, but this is not what life is about. At least not for me. For me, it's all about growth. And this year, being year 9 for all of us, but also personal year 9 for myself, and a year of the snake in Chinese culture. This is all about shedding and transitioning, and it's going to be a little bit painful, a little bit uncomfortable, but that's how we progress and move forward when we're facing ourselves, when we look at our own mirror and face it head on, our fears are important signs that we should go that direction, because there is something there where in there for us to grow from and experience and enrich our life. And I mean, otherwise, what is the point? So don't kill yourself doing something that you hate. Move forward. I feel it's easier said than done, obviously. But I'm doing it every single day, and I'm sure I will be judged. I'm sure people will comment. If my mother spoke English, she would already knew about all this and be telling me that I'm stupid. But hey, um, I like how my life turned out. I like who I am becoming. Um, I would like to shine a little bit more and be intense and be fiery and free and open, loud, unapologetically. Um, because I always censors myself. I always shrink myself. I assess how people respond to me by looking at their faces. And if I feel that I said something that might have potentially triggered them, I immediately retract. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt their emotions. I know how much words can damage, because it's, let's face it, it's not just physicals. A person doesn't have to hit you to completely break you. The words are enough. So emotional again. Anyway, I just had a nice realization there. So yeah, so let me use my words to spread the love and hope that we can all do this, and we can all evolve and change and improve and grow and be the people that we could have been before the life happened. If you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, thank you for listening. I'm gonna start series called, I think, Real and Raw, or Raw and Real Stories, because I love sharing my stories. They weren't all happy stories. There are a few sad ones and emotional ones. That's why Raw and Real series. So stay tuned on that. And if you like my content and if you like what you see and hear, please do subscribe. I have all my links below, or in any boxes, or depending on where I'm posting. If you want to know what I'm doing, and how I'm processing things and how I could assist you in processing your things, because we all different people with different perspectives, and a lived experience is useful. Knowledge gathered from books and studies is useful as well, and combined together, maybe we can work something out for you and for your path, and for your transition. So cool. Thank you very much and have a good one. Bye bye.